very, very much for that. I'm very, very grateful, and I do have to say that my win was our win. I did not do this by myself. I see a lot of really warm, friendly faces, and over the past 2.5 years, we worked very hard across the district, challenging Jeb Bradley to come out and speak up for the people of New Hampshire. And when it became crystal clear that he couldn't because he had no idea what we wanted, because he wasn't listening, we knew that we had to do something. And so a large, large number of volunteers, terrific volunteers, sat down and said, we'll help you get there. You carry the message and we'll be right there and we'll watch out for you. And they did that. And I thank everybody who participated in that. But now we have a bigger fight. I was the candidate for all of 12 hours when Jeb Bradley started to attack me. Now, we were delighted. I have to tell you, we thought that was a really good sign for him to think, you know, we couldn't even wait a day before he started that. And I remembered what my father used to say, and I'll change the words. My dad used to say, he said, a man who's never made an enemy, and that would be now a woman who's never made an enemy, has never taken a stand. So I thought, okay, Dad, here we go. And we're ready for this. Now, I grew up in a large Republican family. Many of you have heard this story. Republicans are good people. They're like us. They need the same things that we need. They need good health care. They need this war to end. They need us to be able to control the deficit. We have so much in common with our fellow people. And I've been saying I'm going to Washington for the rest of us. And when I say that, they get it, because they know that we haven't had representation in Washington for a long time. Now, the next part of this news was that I saw some of the people that Karl Rove was sending up this way to fight us. Now, Jeb Bradley's a little afraid of me, but he's scared to death of all of us. And we are so ready for this fight because it's time. It's time to point out to people that Social Security, once again, was in the 2007 budget. When they didn't get their way, they put it in the budget. And they were going to do it to us that way. It's time to fight about the health care. Jeb Bradley's idea, the reason we have a problem with the expenses in health care are all those lazy people with those phony lawsuits. Now, 1% of the problem in our health care budget is attributed to that kind of problem there. That's not what's really going on. What's really going on is that we have 46 million people uninsured, many more underinsured. Small businesses, whom he claims that he wants to protect, are unable to carry the burden now of health care costs, and large businesses are having trouble also. So we know that our message is landing in the right place because it's landing with not only the Democrats, but the other good people of this district, the Republicans and the independents, the small business people. Everybody understands how difficult this has become and that we need to have a voice in Washington. So I'm calling on all of you to please help me get there. I could use your money. I certainly could use your money, and I ask that you would please help to put the messages on the camera to answer some of Jeb Bradley's messages to all of us. But we also need exactly what we needed before for this win. We need all of you to go out and say, you're going to find us 10 voters, and then you're going to make sure those 10 voters find us 10 more. Because the power really is in the numbers. When I was growing up, my father and mother and I used to argue about issues. They were Republicans, you know, we wanted the same thing, just different way to get there. And my mother used to always say to me when I would be upset about something, would say to me, and it's an old quote, we've all heard it, it's better to light one candle than to curse the darkness. Well, I am telling you, and I am telling Jeb Bradley and everybody else, that when we all light our candles and we hold them together, we're going to see a blaze in New Hampshire and a blaze down in Washington. Me and all the other good Democrats in this room, and if there are independents here, the same message for you, and if there's a couple of lonely Republicans, I'd like to include you also, because the truth of it is that it's no longer whether you're a Republican or an independent or whether you're a Democrat. It's where you fit in this country and where you stand on the social scale, because the top 1% have received wonderful representation, Jeb Bradley does a great job representing his own peers. There are people in this room right now who are in the top 1%, but they get it. They understand that when you make money in this wonderful country, you give back to your country. It's patriotic to serve your country and to make sure that your country can pay its debts and that it doesn't have to borrow money from communist China, and we don't have to leave children uninsured. And most importantly, we don't have to pick a fight with every country in the world. Thank you all again from the bottom of my heart. I ask you to please help us to deliver this message and to provide this hope to people, because if we get people across the district, and I like to think that all over the country right now, there are other people standing at podiums carrying that same message, we will take this country back. Thank you.